Hey everybody, this is your spiritual colorist and diamond painter, and I want to come at you one more time. This is my second time doing this video, so I'm having another one of those days. But yes, I want to come at you with another flip through of Mythic World by Kobe Rosen. He is my favorite artist in the coloring world, and I've said this a million times, how extraordinary and how great of an artist Kirby is. And I know, guys, you have seen flip throughs of this book probably about 9 or 10 times now, but today is the day that this book is originally supposed to come out on the 29th. I pre-ordered it on Amazon. This book is awesome. If you Mythic, which it means mythology, and if you're a reader, you know there's Greek mythology, there's Egyptian mythology, and I'm very familiar with both. But this book shows you pictures of mythical creatures and fantasy and legends and things of that nature from all over the globe. And in the back, he gives you information that basically tells you about all these different mythical legends and creatures and their stories, which I absolutely love. As I go through this, I'm going to be reading some of the stories and the things in the back, so bear with me on that, because I absolutely love the different stories and the different things that, people come up with when they talk about gods and goddesses and the different stories that are created throughout time from generation to generation. And there's different types of stories that people have that some people actually do believe and actually have a true beliefs in, and even worshiping different gods and goddesses, which I do not worship any deities or other gods. I'm a believer in just one God. Just wanted to put that out there. So this is an extraordinary book, but with all the talk, let me start opening up the book. Okay. This is Medusa. She is in the Greek mythology. I love the beginning with all the different wings and the different tails. I definitely love this book. I've been doing a lot of work in his other book, Fragile World. The pyramids. Oh, there's some things that have, looks like the China Towers, the water. This is a beautiful page. So you know anything about Jason and the Argonauts or Sinbad's adventures or voyages? Yes, these remind me of stories like that. And this is a beautiful page. I love to see men in artwork. We don't have a lot of men figures in artwork, but I love when I do see people add men in the pictures of artwork. Because, I mean, I love my females, so come on, y'all, let's represent our men. Come on. So, yeah, I love this page, though. This is a lot of detail. He's just extraordinary in what he does. And because he does not draw like small, he does like what we would call, huge canvases. He does like huge manuals, like wall, what they call manuals when they do big, huge wall art, or you do really big huge pictures on walls. And he doesn't do small, so a lot of people sometimes complain about this part here when they do it in a book. So if you take someone like Kirby who does huge artwork, he doesn't draw small and then try to fit it into a book, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a 2-page cover. So that doesn't really bother me, but I know the people complain about it. I just put a little piece of paper here, and as long as I can get the main part of the picture and able to focus on the creative part of the picture that I want to really color and bring to life, that's what's important to me. But he doesn't draw small pictures. He's a person that really draws big pictures, and to fit that into a book, you're gonna get a 2-page a 2-page cover. So yeah, but I love that. A mural. That's what I'm talking. A mural. Like if you do a wall mural, I actually seen a YouTube video where he was doing a mural on a wall, and it looked awesome. I love this too. I love the deer. So if I was going to do anyone, I probably would do. I'll bring this over because I have to get a bigger table. Yes, excuse me. Very soon, I have to get a bigger table, people. The deer, and then we're gonna look at this. So we're going to turn to page 9. I was reading. I had read before what it was on here. Here it is. This is Japan. The surigami are wicked monkey spirits from Japanese folklore. They look and behave like wild monkeys, but are much bigger, highly intelligent, and wear human clothes. Oh, and this one is number 8. I never got to read that one. That's the white stag from Eastern Asia. In East Asian folktale, a group of indigenous hunters were chasing a white stag throughout a forest. They followed it for days on end, moving into increasingly unfamiliar territory. They eventually cornered the stag at the edge of a lake, but it leaped into the water and vanished from sight. Wow. These are all different stories. I like both of these. I could do either one of these, but it takes a lot of detail. And I just got my second paints. This is a watercolor. The other paint that I have is by Arteza, and it's acrylic. So I got a watercolor paint because I really do want to try doing some painting in one of my books. I haven't done any painting that I want to show off yet, though. Everything else I've been doing in pencil, so. And marker and gel pen. This is pretty. Looks like the home. I'm gonna have to come back and forth with these pictures. This is cool. They're like a phoenix and the man with the mountains. Oh wow, this is crazy. This is like so scary. That's what I saw, fantasy. There's like some kind of demon coming out of the water. So this is like page 12 and 13. Let's see what this crazy picture is. This is in Sicily, Italy. The Typhon is a winged, fire-breathing storm giant from Greek mythology. He is the son of Gaia, the personification of the earth, and Tartarus, the personification of the underworld, the land of the dead. He has 100 heads and coiled serpents for legs. I've heard of that. The underground demon from Greece. That is crazy. Just to color these pictures. I mean, I've seen, this is what I love about pictures like this. When you see people start doing these pictures, everybody's picture looks different. Nobody picture looks the same. So when you see people do these pages, everybody's picture will look different. I've seen this turtle. This looks so funny. I think this is a funny looking picture. That's a crazy. And you have, now this is like something to me you would see on sci-fi. Like a big old octopus with these crazy spikes come out while you're on a boat. A Jaws movie. On this one, this is called, I think, Yaga. Benny, look. Let me just turn and say the words so I can get it right. 17. Because I heard people talk about it. 17. Baba Yaga is an ogress from Slavic folklore. She is said to live in the birch forest of northern Russia in a hut that spins around on chicken legs. The fence is constructed from human bones and lined with skulls. She rides through the air, sitting in an iron kettle or mortar, pushing herself along with a giant pedestal. In the popular Russian fairy tale Vasilisa, the beautiful Vasilisa, ordered by her evil stepmother to collect light from Baba Yaga's hut. The cunning witch promises Vasilisa the light she needs on the condition that she completes a series of impossible tasks. This right here is wild. And so many people's like, I love this page. I like this one. I like, yo, I know you like it, but this one is wild. It's wild. It's like so Halloweenish. And this right here, when I read what this was about, which is very interesting, I'm gonna turn to 19. It's a river snake from the Horseshoe Falls in Canada. The Maid of the Mist is a traditional recluse. Now, if I'm not saying these words right, y'all gonna have to excuse me on that. And a popular adaptation of the myth, a huge river snake plans to poison the water of Niagara Falls, and then feed on the people and drink from the river. Laliwala, the maid, warns the people of the snake's fatal plan and tells them to flee the village. Liwala's true love, Hinnom, the thunder god, kills the beast with a single lightning bolt before it can do any further damage. The snake collapses into the water, its body obstructing the flow of the river and forming the Horseshoe Falls. That is awesome. And then this is crazy. That's a big old cat in the forest. Make sure y'all can see that really good. Okay. Then we have. Hold on, yeah. Make sure you see that without. Yeah. The serpent again around the mountains. Then you have the big eagle, like it's taking out the little elephant. Wow. And this picture is wild. If you look at it, you got the tiger with the goat head. But when you look at the tiger has a tail that turns into a serpent. That right there in itself is wild. That's just so wild. That's just so wild. And then you come down and look at the whole entire. That's so wild. Now the color that takes a lot of detail. I could see my girl color me stress free. Debbie, I'm doing a page like this. I have to look at her video again because she tells you which pages she would or wouldn't do. She says that she would do one of this page exactly right here. Because I could definitely see her bringing this to life because she's just incredible as a colorist. The way she brings life to the page on her Kirby picture. She's awesome. She's a Kirby fan, and when she does his pictures, they're always extraordinary. I'm like, woo, girl. She does stuff you really wouldn't think of. So I love people like that. That's crazy too. That thing in a tree. Then you have like a horse forming out of the water. This reminds me of something like the Blue Lagoon or like Brooke Shields. And y'all telling my age. Y'all ever seen that movie called The Blue Lagoon? And Brooke Shields, she's an older actress. Pretty woman though. Blue Lagoons find their home. It was an ugly monster, but yeah. It's a real old movie. My mom introduced me. I remember my mother and them introduced me to that movie when I was younger. You know, this is something from like China or something. I'm gonna read, see what this is about. 31. The 31 is, yep, from China. The Chinese mythology, the Quinlan is a gentle unicorn-like creature that appears shortly before the birth or death of a sage or respected ruler. According to legend, one of the earliest sightings of a Quinlan was at the birth of a Confucius, a renowned Chinese philosopher. Let me see, it says a little more about it. The creature is described as having a single horn on its head, a multicolored back, a yellow belly, the body of a deer, and the tail of an ox. This is a lot of work. This is pretty. I know this probably comes from China, but the fox is the woman that has the 9 tails, that the longer the fox lives, the older it gets, and then it turns into a woman. I've heard this story before. I'm trying to think where I heard that story from. It's something that used to come on TV. I remember watching Teen Wolf when they talked about the fire fox. If anybody know about Teen Wolf, they used to come on MTV. And hold on. Then they used to talk about the fire fox. And it was something about the legend of the fire fox. I don't know if that's where I heard it about. But yeah. I used to watch Teen Wolf. And this is crazy. I was trying to figure out what legend that came from. This is on 35. Let me look at that. Let's see where this comes from. See, I like reading about stuff because it makes it interesting to let you know what you're coloring, where it came from, and Kirby's good for that. He's also into like helping saving the endangered animals from fragile world, and he's all about environmentals, you know, helping the earth and saving the planet and environmental stuff. So when he draws, he goes beyond. He always steps outside the box. And if you like someone that steps outside the box and just is creative minded, then Kirby is that person. So he also has like a really great sense of how he includes things into his work like that. So that's one of the things I really liked about his work. Listening to him on YouTube and about, you know, helping the planet and cleaning up the environment. 35. This is Jujara, the siege of Japan, the Japanese mythology. Kujara. Hold on, y'all. Bait Kujara are the skeletal spirits of slaughtered whales, said to reside in the Sea of Japan. They bring powerful curses to the coastal fishing villages they visit, spreading famine, plague, and fire. In many stories, the Bait Kujara are hunted by fishermen. However, the fishermen's nets are no match for the whales' ghostly bodies. Instead, they pass mysteriously through them, and even harpoons are deflected without causing any harm. The waters around them swarm with strange fish, and the sky fills with mysterious birds. The terrified fishermen soon return home. That's interesting. This is the picture everybody loves. I don't know why I'm not turning this over a little bit. I hate that my table is just not big enough. This looks like a human bird. Human butterfly. It's an interesting page. Interesting picture. And it looks like a human butterfly with a skeletal face. Everybody's saying they love this picture. They love this picture. Yeah, it's pretty because it's just singular, and then, you know, it doesn't go into like a twofold picture. This one right here, I want to look and see what this is on the 37 because they're blowing that little, reminds me of the fiddler. 37. It's about the forest in New Zealand. I don't know what it is. The Patoparis are supernatural beings from Maori mythology. They are described as having a similar build to ordinary people, and they like to sing and play bogle flutes. They are active at night on foggy days as sunlight is harmful to them. They are hostile to humans and live deep in New Zealand's forests and mountains. In this picture, the Papapari, whoever, are depicted in the Wapari forest next to the giant kauri tree. Wow. Everybody has their own myths, their own stories, their own legends. You know, that's why I tell you, don't go in that forest because this is the story behind it. Don't go down that road because this is the story behind it. It's like this could be something from China. This picture here has a lot of detail, and I don't like the way that looks. That's ugly demon looking face. I wouldn't do that picture. This I can see myself doing. This is another one with the dragon and the bull, the giant. Big old picture of an eagle. Then you got to read a little god right there. Sorry, I have to keep moving my book around, y'all. We have these. The dragon with a double head in the water. I guess, you know, for so long when people had to travel on the waters back and forth, and if you ever watched the story of Moby Dick, there was probably so many stories about what was out there in the seas and getting back to come back, you know, from one place when they had to carry the spices from one across seas, and, you know, Columbus went and took over the Indians' land just to getting from one place to another, just to realize all the stories that were probably being told, and all the horror stories they probably came up with about dragons and monsters in the waters and in the seas, things people had never seen or heard of, things that were just new to them. And they probably just called them whatever, you know, probably wasn't even monsters at the time, just something they never seen or something they never experienced, that they had to just come up with their own stories and their own myths about things that were just new to them. Oh, that's wild too. And look at this side. Oh, look at that side. Like, whoa. This is cool. Had to solve the riddle, or she beat you up. Let me show you this one on the video. I know a little bit about that. Yep, the Sphinx of Thebes has the head of a human, the body of a lion, and the wings of a vulture. According to Greek legend, it was summoned from Ethiopia and instructed to terrorize the city of Thebes in Greece. As travelers approached, it would demand an answer to the following riddle. What is it that has one voice and yet becomes four-footed and two-footed and three-footed? If the traveler failed to solve the riddle, the Sphinx would eat them. The correct answer is man, who crawls on all four as a baby, walks on 2 feet as an adult, and uses a walking stick in old age. Yep. So, on this side, I love this picture. I love this one. Let's see what this is, too. I didn't even read that one. That's in West Africa. Maiwada is water spirit and deity who has been both worshipped and feared across Africa cultures and in the African diaspora since ancient times. She is the protector of the water kingdom and a force of good fortune and fertility. She is usually accompanied by a large snake, a symbol of divinity. She is said to stalk the ocean shore of West Africa, abducting passerby who are out swimming or traveling by boat. If she deems them worthy, the goddess returns them to the shore with a changed attitude towards spirituality. Today, some people in Cameroon believe that Mami Wada is the season behind a strong underwater current along the coast, which many swimmers are lost to each year. That's cool. You see, the waters have a lot of different myths because they believe the water, earth, air, fire, water elements to have spirits and things of that nature. And people believe there's a reason why the changings of the seas, and when we have all these different natural disasters in every culture and every ethnicity around the world, there are people who truly believe, different stories, that there's more to it than just what we call global warming. That there's more to it than that. And that's the belief of people in the earth. Not everybody, but this is crazy. I don't even know what that is, but that is, yeah, I can see somebody doing that, making that really colorful. And this is a huge snake. Snakes have both good fortune and bad fortune in stories and mythology. Look at that part. And look at this side over here. They can have good and bad fortune. Okay. When I saw this, when I was seeing the clip through, I was wondering where they came from. So let's look at this one. This is page 56 and 57. Let's see where this comes from. Like the angels with the head. This comes from Russia too. All the stuff that's going on in Russia. Isn't it funny how all these different legends are coming up? Alconus, and I don't know how to say these names, so I said you have to forgive me if I pronounce stuff wrong, okay? Alconist and Gamalion are powerful spirits from Slavic and Old Russian folklore. They are described as having the heads of beautiful women, the bodies of birds, and hypnotic singing voices. Alconist is the bird of the dawn. She rules the winds and weather and lives in the underworld. Her singing voice brings joy to good souls and pain to evil ones. She lays her eggs on the beach and then rolls them into the sea, which she ensures is gentle and calm. When the eggs hatch, thunderstorms break out and the waters become too rough to cross. Gamayan is a symbol of wisdom and knowledge. She delivers prophecies and divine messages from the gods and lives on an island in the mythical east close to paradise. All right, this is pretty. I like the look of that. I could definitely see myself doing one of these pages because I love angels. I love pictures of angels. I love angels. So I collect angel figurines and pins. And this is one side, and this is the one on the other side. And this is that picture here. This is like a female senator from my Greek mythology. And then this is really detailed. This is really detailed. And I know this is about the werewolf and the vampire. And vampires are supposed to be like, they can look good by living long, but they also can look ugly from living such a long time. They're not always projected as good looking, like Edward Cullen. Without their blood, they look really, really, really ugly. Have you ever watched, what is it, Dracula from the back in the day? Was it Bram Stoker's Dracula? I'm watching something now that had something about a vampire and a werewolf. I'm trying to think of the name of the sci-fi movie that I was watching that was talking about vampires. I like Anne Rice actual books about vampires with Lestat. Those are my favorite vampire series of all time. So I am definitely an Anne Rice fan, though I've seen the Twilight movies. I am Anne Rice movies, or not movies, but books, and her movies from Queen and the Damned, Interview with a Vampire, are my favorite of all time. Because it's not gory. It's mystical. It's religious. It's storytelling. It's not like, where I just went up and bit somebody. It's a whole storytelling thing. And I think that's how they tried to make Twilight into like a love story for the vampire. People who like vampires, they didn't make it gory. So, yeah. Now, I love this picture because I have the diamond painting of this picture. And in this picture are a lot of my spirit animals. And I love it. And I had to read the back of the book to see what this represented. But there is the white tiger. There is the turtle. There's a picture like the phoenix. Then there's the snake. Now, I was the kid that grew up. I was not afraid of nature. I always like to explore nature, whether it was looking at the bees in the inside the flowers, bending down, and my mom was like, "Mika, what are you looking at?" And I'm like, "I'm looking at dance." Or watching them go up and down the trees, or be outside digging in the dirt and the bugs be everywhere. And I was not afraid of creepy, crawly things. Like most little girls run from them. I'll pick up a grasshopper or anything. So I was the child that was not afraid of little creepy, crawly things. And I can remember being in kindergarten, no, probably first grade, and I have a picture on my Facebook page where I was in first grade with my Sesame Street shirt on, and someone said, how would you, I think we were at the Museum of Science or something, and they were like, who would like to come up and put the python? And I was like, me. And my mother probably looked at me like, I know this child gotta be kidding. But yes, I love snakes. I've never been afraid of them. I was like, oh my God. So I went up there and I have a picture of this black python snake around my neck when I was like in first grade. So I wasn't the scary kid. I was fearless. Still am. But yeah, I'm the weird chick. So stuff like that never bothered me. So yeah, that's me. Yeah, and let's see what this picture is about. 63. I can just remember that though. I used to hate little girls who would run from bugs, and it's just a funny thought in my head today. I mean, I would just get so mad when you be in school and they be running. I'm like, what are y'all running from? It's running from you. Stop running. You know how you be in class and there's a bug on the table and everybody jump up and run, and you just sitting there like, why are they running? It's running from them. And I'm just still sitting there drinking my juice, and it'd be like a grasshopper or an ant. Remember those big black ants or something, and they came out like two of them was on the table, and all the little girls got up and just started, ah! And I'm sitting there like drinking my juice and like, it's running from them. Why are they running? Just sipping out of my little sippy box, and I'm rolling my eyes, and my teacher like, Tamika, are you okay? Yes. But it's running from them. Why are they running? That was just funny. Just thoughts. Childhood days. But yeah, this is 63. This is the four guardians. This is from China. In ancient China, astronomy. Oh, four mythological creatures guard four corners of the world and sky. Queen Long, the Azure dragon, is the guardian of the east that represents the element of wood in seasons of spring. It controls the rain and represents benevolence and creativity. Zaku, the vermilion bird of the south, represents fire and the summer season. It controls heat and flame and symbolizes prosperity. Bayu, the white tiger, is the in the west represents the element of metal and controls the wind. It represents the seasons of autumn and serves as a protector of the righteous. I guess that's Iwanwu. The black tortoise in the north is associated with water and the season of winter. It controls the cold and is a symbol and it's symbolic of knowledge. Oh, okay. It's from China. Yes, I love this. Only thing I wish I had gotten my diamond painter a lot bigger because the image would have came out a lot better. But I have this actual diamond painting, and it is beautiful. Just wish it was bigger because the picture definitely would have came out a lot better. Oh, here's our Egyptian. And this is pretty. And then here's our Egyptian baby. There's a big old fish. There's so many water mythical stories. Sorry, I'm trying not to see the whole thing. There's a snake again. And dragons. I don't know if you can see that. Now this is ugly. I can never do this. It's gonna make something like Jason and Argonauts, you know, when they had all them heads and stuff. This looked too demonic for me too. I can't do that. It's like, yeah. No. Now, when I saw this, I was like, what in the world? So you saying something like this walking down the pasture, wherever, you might as well just drop dead, just drop down, play dead. Don't even try to run. Just drop down, play dead. Pass out, have a heart attack, and just die right away. I don't know. But this thing right here, nope. That is something ugly. This is the weirdest looking thing. I'm like, oh my God, what is that? I wouldn't even try to run. I just drop down, I would just pass out, play dead. Then you just have to get ate alive. It wouldn't even make sense to try to run. Like run from it. Maybe throw something at it, pick something up, hit it. If you had something to hit it with. That is just, oh my God, that would scare you to death. You would just die just seeing it. I have to find out what that is. 72. This is from Ireland. I wonder if my girl Rachel Ray, she does diamond painting, and her husband used to have story time on Tuesday where they would tell like Ireland folklore and legends. I wonder if he knows what that actually is. It's called a puka. The puka is a nature spirit from Irish folklore, considered to be a bringer of both good and bad fortune. It often takes the form of a black horse or adopts the ears or tail of a rabbit, fox, or wolf. The puka enjoys creating havoc, enticing humans to climb on its back before taking them on a wild ride from which they never return. The creature is associated with shaman and Celtic Celtic pagan festival that marks the end of the harvesting season. Woo, that's ugly. That definitely looks like something that would come out around Halloween. Just ugly. Just ugly. That's just between that and Smeagol from, oh Lord, where page go? Smeagol from Lord of the Rings. I don't know what's ugly. And then we have this page over here, which we know looks like it's probably from China or Japan. We're almost done. These are, I don't know, I bet they're probably from China or Japan, but I've seen them. Probably like when they have those Japanese New Year or whatever, they remind me of those kind of costumey things that they do. This page and that page. Yeah. The three-headed dog. That's in Greek mythology over here. The three-headed dog. I forgot what you call a three-headed dog. I really can't think of the martial arts movie. It's not Crouching Tiger. I think was it the white snake? When the woman came out when they were fighting. What's the one that Keanu Reeves starred in though? It wasn't the Full 7. It wasn't the Ronin. Was it the Ronin? I can't think of the name of the movie, but I remember he was chasing that lady, and she was like she could turn herself, and she was like some kind of witch. But there was also another movie I watched that was a martial arts movie, and a woman changed herself into like a white spider. That's what this reminds me of. I could think I would like to color this though. Here's the mermaids. The turtle. The turtle. Oh, that. I love turtles. Turtles are just old, little creatures. They got the funniest faces. And I don't know why. Turtles are not like exciting creatures, but I think they're just interesting. You know, they slow. They got these little shells on their back. They outlived dinosaurs because they said they were around in the time, the time of dinosaurs. You can see pictures like this in India China when the carvings of these types of images, like for the elephants and things like that. But yeah, the animal kingdom is a very beautiful, beautiful kingdom, and there's so many different insects and animals out here. So I always like learning about animals and nature. And if you go on Netflix and you go to like the animal, they have the Animal Planet or the Animal Kingdom or things about our Earth. I love watching those shows because it tells us a lot about what's going on in our world, and it shows us a lot about things that we really wouldn't, you know about our Earth and about our animals and all the endangered species in the world. And it's some interesting stuff. I've always been interested in learning about stuff like that. And these stories that if you want to learn about them or you're interested in hearing about it, and it's nothing that you have to believe in yourself. Some stories are just interesting to just entertain the mind. It's not about believing and having a belief in these things. So if you're grown and you're understanding of the real from the fake, you need to know this. If you're grown and you don't know, I'm just letting you know. So it's not about believing in anything. It's just, an entertainment for the mind and understanding that all over the world, there are people who do believe in different legends and myths and their stories that people have made up over time. But yes, I'm definitely a lover of, learning about our animals and our insect and animal kingdom because I always feel like it's really interesting. And like I said, I've never been afraid of nature. Like if there's a bug on the floor, step on it. There ain't no sense in running because it's running from you. That's my motto. So. Yes, love the Mythic World from Kirby Rose, and he is an extraordinary artist. And if you like an artist that thinks outside the box, that work is just like mind blowing. That's extraordinary. That doesn't have a problem doing fantasy, crazy, a little gory, a little scary, not too scary. I like everything scary, but I like stuff that's different, and he's always different. And this is what I love about Kirby. So check out Kirby Rosen, The Mythic World, his new book. Love it, love it, love it, and all the mythology and mythological stories that are in this book. And yes, I can't wait to see all my colorists tap into it, which I already have seen a couple of people start doing pages in this book, and I'm going to start doing some myself and sharing them with you guys. So this is your spiritual colorist and diamond painter sharing with you my little input on the Mythic World. Hope you guys are blessed today and have a blessed one. Thank you for listening and tuning in. Bye.